Hey, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi, the collector, and today we're going to do this triple Marvel unboxing. We've got a special Marvel Figures episode for this week's video, featuring these three samurais. If you remember, we've already done an unboxing of Captain America on the channel, and we also have a Spider-Man and a Deadpool from the same line. These are the variations that Tamashii Nations is making, and down here we're going to have everything. Let's take a look over here. Here it is. On this side, it says it's Tamashii Nations quality. Let's remember, it's from Bandai. Here we have the company, and it says it's a Manga Realization. I don't really get why it says manga. Let's take a close-up look here, since these characters are actually from comics. It's a collaboration between a Japanese company. If you notice, the entire back is in Japanese, but these are figures that appear in comics, American comics. Here we have the traditional, powerful, and energetic Wolverine, whose mutant power is regeneration. In the movie, it's shown pretty well when he brings out his claws and someone says that's not a mutant power, that's a deformity. Let's remember that his bones are made of adamantium and that the claws are actually the part of the bone that sticks out, but his mutant power is regeneration. On this side, we have Iron Man with his 3 Malawian Quatches, one of the most popular armors for our hero Tony Stark. And over here, we have Spider-Man, not in his usual suit, but in the black suit. It really reminds us a lot of Venom, and we also did another unboxing of a Venomized figure, a Venomized Deadpool. So, we're going to have this triple unboxing for you, but now, as Jack the Ripper said, let's go step by step. Something peculiar about the boxes, for those of you at home watching Darkoburi, like every Thursday, is that this one, if you look closely, doesn't have the Tamashii Nations quality logo or hologram. Here we can see it with our Wolverine. Just now when I looked for it, I was really surprised because I thought, wait, where is it? And here with Spider-Man, we have our hologram again, which, when you hold it up to the light, clearly says it's Tamashii Nations quality. That's a question I'm going to leave for you. What's going on with this figure that doesn't have the Tamashii Nations logo on its hologram? Why does it say Tamashii Nations quality? And for now, let's set aside our Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and our Iron Man, Tony Stark, to focus on Wolverine. Now, as a final detail to do a brief review of our Wolverine box, let's first look at the name. Here, as you can read, Mujimono Wolverine. Notice, this is a fusion between Western culture and Eastern culture. It's our character, who has his usual features, the yellow suit, the outfit now combined with that blue part, the sharp claws, but take a good look at the shape of the claws. Here we're going to have some totally different claws that I actually like more than the original ones. There was a special from the movies, from all the ones released by Fox, that included some Wolverine claws. Don't buy those, they're way too sharp. Be careful, because honestly, I was really shocked. Those are claws that, if you really swing at someone, you could do a lot of damage. Here we can see what I was telling you, that it said Manga Realization on the box. Let's do the unboxing really quickly to show you how it comes out. Here, you'll see that usually it just comes with a name, a brief instruction manual in Japanese, and before I assemble the figure, this is how it comes out. Now that we've taken all the pieces of our figure out of the box, here we have Wolverine, ready for action. It comes with 3 pairs of claws. If you look, the first pair is smooth, completely long. The second pair apparently has a hook at the end, and the ones that came in the box, like I mentioned, the ones I like the most are these that look like they have a saw blade integrated into the claws. It's a figure, let's say, pretty simple. Honestly, what I didn't like is that the claws can't be attached very well. I had quite a few issues just now while assembling it, but it's still an absolutely amazing figure. Amazing in terms of detail, simple in that it doesn't come with more accessories. It only comes with an extra set of hands for each hand. It comes with the 3 pairs of claws. Honestly, they don't fit or snap in perfectly well. Be very careful when you put them on at home. Why? Because with any movement or anything else that happens, they can fall off. And the saddest thing that happens to us collectors is that suddenly someone comes by cleaning, knocks over your items or your figure's accessories, and then you lose them. You can't find them anymore. Our Wolverine is covered with a beard, a scruffy, short beard that only comes right up to the chin. He has a fully covered samurai helmet, and the eyes are completely white. The mask completely covers his nose, and this part here in blue sticks out. If you remember Wolverine's original costume from the comics, that part also stuck out, and when he appeared without the costume, that's how his hair or hairstyle looked. So, they really respect that Wolverine style, leaving these blue spikes sticking out, and the rest of the helmet, if you notice, which just has some oriental features, is completely yellow. Let's take a look at the armor. If you look here at the neck, there's an accessory hanging that comes attached. It can't be removed, in gold and blue colors. On the back it's the same, just painted with a section in blue, and on the front it's the opposite. If you notice, it's shaped like claws. Here, it's like a scratch in the shape of the claw across the back. Other than that, it doesn't have any other insignia. The shoulder pads are completely blue with tiny dots, which look very fine all along Wolverine's forearm. If you look, it's just as if it's gripping the forearm, and all the rest of the detail is on this part, as if it's protecting the forearm, and from there the claws stick out. The fist is closed, with his blue gloves. And if you notice, what I didn't like, and we'll do a close-up, is the shape of the arm. I'm not sure if the arm is exposed there or if it's meant to look like the suit is under the skin. If you look here, at the level of the leg, it's like he's wearing pants. But the shape of the arm in the bicep and tricep area looks kind of like a lump. It doesn't have much definition, and if you bend it, the elbow really sticks out at the joint. So because of that little detail, I didn't really like it. Next up is the abdomen area here, if you take a look. Here, there's a small sword tied to the belt. Like I said, I've had a lot of the claws fall off. I'm going to take them off. Why? Because throughout the video, they're just going to keep falling off. Take good care of your piece at home, if you have it, because the claws might fall off, or if you do have it, and you're not having the same problem as me, since right now during filming it's clear they don't hold on very well. Let me know in the comments. Maybe it's just an issue with my figure. If not, just be really careful. The only thing we can see of the X-Men symbol is this part here, and this part over here. Let's remember that they're part of this team of mutants where Professor Charles Xavier wants to show humanity that they can coexist with the next step in evolution. If you notice, it's a yellow color leaning more towards mustard, a very dull, dirty yellow, so to speak, but that doesn't mean the figure itself is dirty. And then only this protective part here stands out. Both the feet, which just have the sandal, the blue part here on the knee pad, and here there's a really dull red, honestly, a sad color, with the X-Men symbol down here. So, here I present to you Wolverine from the Manga Realization series for the Darkoburi Wolverine channel. In the end, I gave up. I didn't put these claws on my Wolverine anymore. I changed the claws, and apparently these ones fit really well. I didn't have any more issues. But now, let's focus our attention on Wolverine. If we turn to Mr. Tony Stark, the next figure is going to be spectacular with that mystery we all have so far. Why doesn't it have the Tamashii Nations quality hologram seal? Here it tells us that it's a Kotetsu Samurai Iron Man Mk3. Let's remember that this is one of the most iconic armors of our Iron Man. As I've mentioned, the rest of the box, even though it's all in Japanese, we can see the spoilers here for the figure, which is really what we care about, and the name of the piece. So let's do a quick unboxing as well. As you can see, we can take the figure out from here. This is exactly how it comes, really well taken care of, well protected. There are plastic pieces here for the belt part, the chest part, and beyond that, there's no base, nothing extra included. Now that we've completely taken the pieces out of the box, the first thing we have is, of course, the samurai sword of our hero Tony Stark. It comes with 2 extra pairs of hands, one pair if you want to have him holding the sword, and another pair if you want to do the pose when Tony Stark would show off his power, which is why they include these 2 pistols. If you notice, these are pistols, but let's say they're a bit more archaic compared to the technology Tony Stark had in the comics. And then we just get this booster, which is what it does. It can move, as you can see. It attaches directly to the back and creates the effect that lets our hero Iron Man fly. And the most amazing thing that obviously comes inside the box is our figure. The first thing we have is the helmet. Notice the red color that was characteristic of Iron Man's armor. What I like is that it keeps that red and yellow from the comics, which is what this MK3 armor had. It has a very somber expression. We can't tell if he's angry or sad. This part here, the mouth that sticks out from the helmet, if you look, it seems like he's sad, but the whole expression in the eyes looks like he's completely angry. Honestly, this figure looks very somber in the face. That's a detail I loved. And what you see in the back is the suit, which is basically the helmet, just something ornamental for Iron Man. Here in the center, it characteristically has this blue circle, proof that Iron Man or Tony Stark had a heart. Remember, that's something that comes up in the movie. We have some pretty pronounced shoulder pads, which, if you notice, Wolverine didn't really have shoulder pads like these, just partially over the top. Everything covering the arm is now, well, completely extended from the elbow. If you look, from the elbow area this part sticks out all the way to the gloves. Everything on the forearm isn't strapped on like it was with our hero Wolverine. Instead, it's a single piece that just goes straight to the glove. And right here on the back of the hand, it has 4 little dots that are characteristic of this armor. Let's remember that Iron Man didn't have a particular symbol like the X-Men do, which is why you don't see anything like that on the figure. The part we see on the back looks like that old school technology, so to speak. But it doesn't have any other symbols. It's just some rivets you can see here and there and simply the ornamental look of something metallic. Here on the front, on the chest, we might have some symbols that look a bit like clouds. Let me know in the comments if you also thought these could be like the Akatsuki clouds from Naruto, the ones they have on their cloaks, because honestly, they're super cool and come from that traditional Japanese style. In the center, if you look closely, just like our hero Wolverine, he also has a knife here, a small, well, a little blade. Everything else has double armor, a brown colored armor that's underneath the belt. Everything else is the golden colored belt. If you notice, here we have a piece of red skirt, and the rest is the armor over the feet. But as an interesting detail that also made me take a look at my Wolverine figure, let's do a close-up. What is it that we see here on the foot of our hero Iron Man? If you look closely, they're like the pieces he uses to make his 3 Malawin Quatch's armor levitate. An awesome detail that, if you don't pay attention, you really won't notice and you wouldn't think to look at it. Check it out, it's super cool. And now all I have left is to assemble the rest of the piece to show you how I display my figure in the Darkoburi Museum. This is how the final setup of our figure looks, with Iron Man activating his energy, his power. However, he activates it through these 2 weapons hanging from his forearm. It's truly a spectacular figure. The katana or sword, I'm not really sure how to tell the difference between the two. If you know, leave a comment explaining the difference between a sword and a katana, besides the way they're forged. If it has something to do with the length or something like that, here the belt hangs down, and from there on, we obviously switch the hand. Like I said, here we have a couple of hands so you can hold both the sword and the sword sheath, but honestly, I liked it this way. You can also leave it on this side, remove the thruster. And my final recommendation as Darkoburi the Collector is that you should definitely buy a stand for this figure. It looks way cooler if you see it floating like this. It would be super awesome to have it floating like this, and it would look even more spectacular, just like we've seen our hero, Tony Stark, in all the movies and series. And now, we've reached the final part of this video to do the 3rd Mega Epic unboxing, which is our Spider-Man in his black suit. Honestly, here I have a pretty big dilemma. Which of these 2 heroes do you like more in a black costume? The famous Superman from the Justice League that everyone was waiting for? Or Spider-Man? It's a really tough decision, but I have to go with Spider-Man. Let me know in the comments which one you like more. Superman in his black suit or Spider-Man in this black suit that looks like Venom. But let's talk about the box a little, real quick. Here it tells us that it's directly from the Bandai store. Here it says Bandai Collector's Shop. You guys probably didn't notice, but my team did. Here it doesn't say Marvel, but here it does say Marvel. And over here, it doesn't have the hologram. And this one doesn't say it's from the Bandai Collector's Shop. If you look, each of these figures has something added to the box. That's something important you should pay attention to. And even though this one didn't have the hologram, I like this figure way more than the Wolverine one. So far, this one's winning, but my all-time favorite hero is right here, Spider-Man. My kids, who are also passionate about superheroes, are huge Spider-Man fans too. So without further delay, let's go for this one. Check out the name, It's a Black Armor Spider-Man. If you look at the bottom, it just has the name as well. We hadn't looked at the bottom of the figures before, but stick around. Let's do the unboxing of all the accessories. I'm not going to spoil what's inside for you. It's better if you stay tuned to the channel, and we'll take a close look at everything. Finally, we have this figure that honestly just deserves a wow. Just look at this absolutely stunning quality. The black suit is amazing, as one of our soccer buddies would say. And the purple outline on these elegant parts of the webbing gives it a perfect finishing touch. Out of the three, I don't even need to review any further. In fact, turn it off, let's go, there's nothing more to say. Spider-Man steals the show compared to the other two figures, and just check out the accessories. First, it comes with 4 extra hand options, in addition to the ones already attached, but obviously we're going to use the iconic Spider-Man hand, the one for shooting webs. It comes with these parts that hang. You see, everything here attaches from the hand, and this is where our hero hangs from. Since it doesn't have the web itself, it has to shoot out these hooks. It comes with a sword. If you notice, it has this part to insert it. Where exactly? Back here. Here is the spider symbol. Sorry, the spider. There's a small hole here to insert the sword in its sheath. And finally, it comes with a pair of kunai. Obviously, I'm not going to put the kunai on our hero. We're going to put this part on. But first we'll do the review and then I'll leave it on display like it is here. If you notice, we have the space. If you're fans of the Darkoburi channel, you'll easily recognize the space. The first comment that tells me where this base came from will get a special prize. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but the first person who leaves a comment on YouTube like, "Hey, Darkoburi, this base appeared in such and such video and had this situation," you'll get a special prize. You need to be a fan, a super fan of Darkoburi, to have watched all my videos because I pulled it out of the memory chest to put our Iron Man here. But enough about the past, let's talk about the present. Let's take a look at our hero Spider-Man, the helmet completely wrapped around his face and head. Check out all the details of the wedding. It's super cool with these purple touches. Let's just say it's Halloween for Peter Parker, and he decided to dress up like this. Similarly, the armor here on the shoulder pad is a bit similar to the one our hero Tony Stark used to wear. And in the same way, the forearm and the protector come as a single piece, except that our hero Peter Parker has his web shooter flush with his wrist. Other than that, the gloves are still completely purple. Sorry, completely black with the purple webbing details. Other than that, there are no color variations. Honestly, the figure is absolutely impressive. On the front, it also has this web-like design and features the spider logo both on the front and, as I mentioned, on the back. Honestly, the logo on the front really steals the show. I just love it. It also has the knife part at the waist. All the other features of the belt protect the legs really well, as you can see here. And the back part also protects the rear, the backside. There's that classic question everyone always asks, what day should you be most careful? The answer is the one behind you. So be very careful, Peter Parker. And here it also has the armor part in purple. And finally, there's the part that protects both the feet and the sandals. And here, the last part of the leg. Just as spectacular, the soles, the feet, which come with the webbing details. And that's how the Spider-Man figure looks on display. If you look closely, the hook is actually quite long and very useful, so you can create some dioramas, some spectacular photos with the spectacular and amazing friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And now it's your turn. Leave me a comment telling me which of the three figures you like the most. I've already told you, the one I loved the most was Peter Parker here in his black suit, his Spider-Man black suit. It's super cool. Here we had to remove the web shooters to put on these others that have a hook. Here are the kunai. If you notice, this one comes with the most accessories out of the three. All three are Tamashii Nations quality. All three are from Marvel, and all three are super cool. And this mix-up they do between Western and Eastern culture, honestly, turned out perfect. Here I'll leave you with the three figures. Take a close look at them, check out the details, because honestly all three are amazing, but especially this one. And if you liked this video, leave a comment. And if you didn't, leave one too. Remember, we're on all social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on Medium. We're on all the social networks. Go check out each and every one of them. Remember to turn on notifications, share, hit like, give me a heart, let me know you love it. Share it with all your friends. Tag them too so they can join the raffle for this figure. Maybe you'll have more chances to win. Also check out the store at Darkoburi.com where you'll find exclusive figures. We also have mugs, thermoses, keychains, stickers. My new book, Darkoburi, The Collector, is also on sale. Honestly, I can send it to you with a personalized dedication and autograph straight to your home, totally and especially for you. And you know, Darkoburi, peace out.